March 1st, 2019. Here we are, back out at Lake Erie. It's a good day for Lake Erie. I think yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, Lake Erie was voted to have personhood status by the citizens of Toledo, Ohio. There's a massive algae problem going on in the lake right now, and we're hoping that this vote can, or this legislation can turn the lake around, get some money maybe going into the beautification of the lake. So proud of you. Um, Obviously, there's some legal issues that might go in with that, so we don't know. We don't know the outcome yet, but it does draw more attention to the issue, and we're hoping for the best. This morning, I woke up and I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about. It's innovation. So much these days, I see people copying each other, trying to do all the same things, recreating the same sounds, pictures, words, everything. It's all the same. I'm sick of it. Um, I wrote recently that the relentless pursuit of innovation is what keeps my wheel turning. The relentless pursuit of innovation is what keeps my wheel turning. That's kind of a pun on like the invention of the wheel. Obviously, that was a massive innovation. Um, but beyond that, it really does. I'm always trying to create something new. I'm always trying to find new ideas, even if I don't know exactly what I'm doing. Um, I'm trying to go outside the box and find something that um, hasn't been done before. And that's not to pat myself on the back. That's more to just talk about how I see things and how I want to do things going forward. Um, it's good to copy. It's good to trace and have ideas from masterful works possibly or something that you like. Um, it's okay to take those ideas and repurpose them into something of your own. If you want to make music or make a song that sounds like someone else's for your own purposes, just so you can listen to yourself in that space, go ahead and do it. I think that's totally fine. Obviously, there's bigger issues once you get to publication and really putting the stuff out there. If you're directly copying someone, there's going to be issues and there's going to be legal issues involved. Um, but that shouldn't stop you from trying to create something like that. There should never be anything that stops you from creating something that you feel like you should create. Um, but beyond that, I really do think it's important to keep taking those next steps, to keep pushing your own boundaries and taking ideas from your head and mixing them up, changing changing a sound here, tweaking it at the end, tweaking at the beginning, writing a word, erasing it, flipping it upside down, and finding a new definition or creating a new word. Um, just finding something that hasn't been done before, because those are the things that are so exciting and considered. They can be considered great if there's nothing to compare it to. The thought that I had was about, for example, the iPhone, like the original iPhone. At the time, it was this great world wonder that was totally innovative, and it will forever be one of the quote unquote greatest smartphones of all time. But I mean, that phone today doesn't even compare to the cheapest iPod Touch, just in capabilities and things you can do. I don't even think it had a camera on it, which is completely like one of the most important things of the iPhone these days. Um, but yeah, just how important it is to kind of find that own path, the path of your own, so that greatness or newness, freshness can be identified and recognized by the people of the world. Because if it's already been done, and you keep piling the shit on top of something that's already been done, and keep making the same thing over and over again, that's when the consumers of the art have to just sift through everything, and it takes forever. It kind of puts a bad taste in their mouth, makes them uninterested. And when they do find that taste of freshness, it's like wandering in the desert for a week. Maybe not a week, maybe that's a little dramatic, but wandering for a long time, wandering for a long time, and then you find that oasis or that fresh sip of water, and it totally puts you in a new place and a new mindset. For example, I was listening to Freddie Gibbs and Currency's album with the Alchemist called Fetty, and I didn't really listen to Currency much, and then all of a sudden I started listening to his music, and I'm a huge fan. I love his delivery. I love his topics and his whole story. I think it's really important um, for the industry, all the things he's done, the way he's kind of stepped back from a big commercial success that he was kind of going towards, and then refocus his efforts to be more sustainable and something he can maintain by himself. So I think that's a big inspiration for me. But yeah, there's just so many things that, I mean, for example, that was an innovation in itself. That was him changing the game, doing something new. This currency, he he not maybe not new, maybe it wasn't new, but kind of used the internet to his aid, to his assistance, and really was able to push himself and become who he wants to be. I'm sure he's not there yet. I'm sure no one else is in the world. We're not really complete until we're there, until you get to the end. That's when the story ends and the book is finished. But yeah, there's so much to be said in those pages in between, and I hope for my life the story is a story of that's never been told. And I think anyone in the world can say the same thing. We're all so different, and we all have, these vast and various upbringings with different influences and things that we love and like and can use to turn into our own arts. And it doesn't even have to be art. It could just be the way you live your life. And I would hope that's for good and for the betterment of the world, or just the small society that you live in. But ultimately, if you're not innovating, you're stagnant, and that's when things start to fall off and die. To be a little morbid about it, but ultimately, I want to inspire innovation. You got to keep moving. You gotta push that cart up the hill, so that someone else can take over. It's an upward struggle, this thing called life, and it can be fun. You can stop and look around anytime you want and recognize the beauty around you, but it can always be made better. We can always make it a better place for the people around us. So I hope you keep innovating. I hope you have a really, really great day. Thanks. Bye.